Alright, welcome back to the wonderful world of wood burning. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how to stain your projects. Now, a little bit of stain can go a long way towards making your project really pop and add some color or some shading and give it a whole new dimension. Now, a lot of people think you're going to need a lot of stain, but really a little tiny bit of stain here, just what's on the cap, is usually enough to finish off your project. So find yourself some stain at your local hardware store. All you need is the little jars. They run you about $5 and they come in all different colors. I was able to find some blue that I really like. It does tend to sit on top of the wood a little bit more like paint, whereas the stain soaks in. So these tend to need 2 coats as they start to fade and sink into the wood, whereas this one is staying the same color the whole time. So I just use Q-tips here when I wood burn and stain. I just take a Q-tip, and we'll start with the blue. We're going to just dip it right in there, and we'll start with our first box. So the stain that has the color in it is going to act a little bit differently. So I'm showing you this one first. It's not going to spread out as easily as you'll see with the next 2. So I'm going to get right into those edges with this Q-tip. Now, I'm going to use a little bit more here, but you can see just dotting what was on the cap onto my Q-tip is really spreading out and going to go a long way towards getting this covered. So that's going to stay pretty blue as we go along. And then I'm going to take another Q-tip here, and I'll show you what we're talking about with the other stains. So this is a darker stain. This is a Mini Wax brand. This is the one of the darker ones, dark walnut. So we're going to take this one, dip it what is on the cap. We're just going to dip our Q-tip right in there. It doesn't take a whole lot. And then we're going to just rub it right on there. Now this is pretty dry. I didn't take a lot of stain, so I have a little bit more control over it. Now if I take and dip right into there, it's going to be dripping wet, and what I can do is mostly fill up the middle of the square here, okay? And it's going to soak right to the edges without me touching the edges. So I don't have to get right, see if I go right up to the edge here, it's going to soak over the edge. I'm going to get a little bit more here. So I'm just going to put a dot in the middle so you can see how easily this spreads out. And then as I'm pushing it around, it's going to spread into those edges. Now you don't need to worry about your brush strokes, okay? So as this